there is a special program you can run in your city. I've collaborated with Helsinki, Vantaa, Espoo, Salo, Järvenpää, Pori, Turku, Tampere, and Oulu so far, and I hope to work with more. But the thing is, as a city, you want to help your companies grow. And you have a lot of different programs for that. You probably have coaches hired by the city to help. That's great. And for example, if I tell with Helsinki, I think they have like 5-6 coaches working full-time coaching in just one of their programs. They have several different programs that coach people, and that's great. The thing is, when it comes to the high-performing companies that really have a great potential to do something amazing, it's hard to find that a coach that works at the level where there's a new company, they help them get going, and then you have to have the level where they are getting their first employees and they're getting investments, and like there's so many things you got to be good at coaching in order to help a company in the whole journey. Now, my specialty is helping companies who they're having sales, they have some type of turnovers, they are making some money, but they are not using an efficient method. Like they're not if I ask them, what's your sales process? Like how many calls do you do per day? How many emails do you do per day? How many warm leads come into your marketing like every day? Like if I ask these kind of questions, the companies will say, they might, I want to do this respectfully, but some companies will be almost embarrassed by me asking these questions because they can't answer. They cannot give me these numbers because they don't measure them. And even if they did measure them, they don't know how do we do it efficiently. So what I do when I work with a city, for example, Helsinki or Salo, is that we together look at what are the potential companies that should work here. This is a public offering, so for the companies that join this program, they can all join. Anybody can join, but then we have a selection process where I am ahead of that selection process, looking at what companies have the biggest potential of getting benefit from this program. And when the companies come in, we run it for 10 weeks. It's a 10-week program where we get in, we analyze where do you want to sell? Is it in Finland? Is it abroad? What markets? We just check that out, and now we go into automation tools really fast. What can you do to automate your reach out process? Who's your target? How do we reach them? And let's go. And now in the automation, it's not enough just to put some bot up and running. That doesn't help. You need to have really good copywriting. What type of message are you sending? To whom? What type of adjustments should you do? How much effort should you put in? Should you make a video like we're kind of doing here to help with the sales process? So that's included. On top of that, we also help with your marketing. So usually the website is not set up optimally. There are no what's called landing pages, which is a type of page where it's specifically angled at a specific part of a solution you have, or a specific problem, and how you solve that specific problem with your service or product. So you make special pages. So we can help to make those pages. We can help them make graphics. We can help them make videos. We can help them with the social media that they're doing to get the text out, to get videos out, the copywriting for the emails. And we do this in a loop. So we meet these companies every other week to check what's working primarily with the emails and LinkedIn reach out and stuff like this. And I'm going to mention, why don't I talk so much about marketing? Yes, landing pages are important because if you send an email, they have to land there. If you send a LinkedIn message, they have to land somewhere to check what this is about. So that landing page is very important. So yeah, that's kind of marketing, but it really supports the sales. Normal marketing, like advertisements and stuff like this, it pays off, but it takes really long. And right now for these companies, it's not about making a long-term strategy that works. We want a short-term strategy that works. We want them to make money as fast as possible. Within those 10 weeks, meetings should be happening and preferably deals should be closed. Like every year or every program I run, I have some company that makes something like 20,000 within 6-7 weeks. But it's because their sales cycle is short, so they have time to get money like that. If your sales cycle is longer, it's going to take longer time. But we need to see what type of messaging is resonating with the clients that they're having. And that we experiment with that through reach out, with LinkedIn, with emails, and there are other countries. There are Zing in Germany. There are other things you can do, but you need to see what messaging is working. Now, because the program is only 10 weeks, we can figure out that messaging in those 10 weeks and get meetings going. So this is repeatable. That's another important thing. Why I'm here is as a coach, as a way that the end result should be that they don't need me anymore. That's the positive end result that we want here. So we run with primarily sales oriented, some marketing added to make the website work, the landing pages work, start with their social media if they want to do that. And for that, we have a support crew inside. I do primarily the copywriting and these loops that I do. I talk with them every other week to make sure they do well. Then we have in between, so we have a meeting with me like this, and in between we have workshops where they talk, or interactive seminars where they talk about specific topics. And on top of this, we have a support crew of trainees that are younger, and they can go in, and they're graphics people, video people, other copywriters, social media experts. We have the whole thing, and they come in and help the companies with hands-on work. So the company can also delegate some of this work that they otherwise have to do to this trainee group that I have with me. And at the same time, I'm coaching these trainees so they get better. And usually some of these trainees get hired by the companies because they do a good job. So so why would you have this as a city? Is that you can give really effective acceleration to a couple of companies. Usually we do this for 2 to 10 companies per city. It depends on the situation, that they really get their sales up and running. And we succeed on this, like it's really, really often. We will probably have some references you can take a look at, but more or less every company we work with get an increased sales was in the program.